Welcome to Goldboys Live, presented by Pickett Sports, Sleeper Picks, Hall of Fame bets. College football is here. We got a bunch of games tonight. Really light card in baseball. We do get Braves Dodgers, so a lot to do. We'll talk some NFL Week 1, a week away. So Brian, Brad, Josh, everyone in the chat, feel free to contribute. What's going on, guys?
Not much. It's a
Another day,
crazy.
another freaking dollar, dude.
I was gonna say we brought it up
I
yesterday.
love saying that.
This is baseball's chance to try to
Oh,
like make a cool day slate
of course.
into college football, and they just decided to take a step back. I know it's not the MLB that necessarily does all the scheduling, but man, they could have regulated it a little bit to make it better this year because I think
Too
it's been
bad.
worse than usual. I've
Yep.
been complaining about it for 3 years, but this year it just feels rough.
Totally. Before it gets started, there is one day game, Yankees Tigers. I didn't give it out on my channel, but I'll give it out now. If you have Bet Rivers, you have FanDuel minus 138 for the first five, under 4.5. There's a lot of fours out there. I want to win on 2-2. I want to win on four. So I'll lay the 132 at Rivers, 138 at FanDuel. Manning and Schmidt. I mean, look, it's a day game. I feel like that's a nice trend for an under. It's a getaway day where everyone wants to catch a flight after the game. So maybe you get a little bigger strike zone. And these unders have been good to us the last couple of days. So I'll go under 4.5, want a little action here. And that is my play for the early game. But man, like you said, there's just not a lot today. Not a lot going on.
Well, for the Yanks game, you're scaring me a little bit talking about your big strike zone because I went Manning under 5.5 Ks.
Where'd you get that
Uh,
price
Let me
at?
see your strike
I
zone.
saw a lot
That
of
was
40.
that was
I saw a lot of
yeah.
4.5.
It was 5.5 on MGM for a minute this morning. I actually didn't check it, so Will might yell at me if it's not that on MGM again. But
Here
I would
again,
take
Will.
under
Stale
four.
lines once again.
I took shitty odds. I would take under 4.5 at like close to
Yeah.
even. So if that's what you want
Yeah.
to take it. I'm definitely not telling you not to.
I was looking into that because his outs are also 17.5 too. It's
Under
one of those
five and a
ones
half
where
at Rivers, minus 200, under 4.5 at plus money.
So it's not
Jeez.
stale. Eat that. But I will
No,
say
under 5.5 is minus
No.
200.
yeah, but that's
Yeah.
about 5.5. I took it at like minus 180 and I was fine with it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I hit it under
No,
5.5.
yeah. No, I'm with Josh
Yeah.
there because it was 4.5, I think, for most books, but BetMGM just likes to be a little different.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised you laid 180. I feel like you don't lay big prices like that.
I
with
don't
stuff.
normally. There was nothing on this slate, and I was definitely trying to find a few bets. But
I
I
expect
took my
the over
money.
4.5
I
to
also
piss
hit,
you off.
I also hit it minus 108 on FanDuel this morning at under 4.5.
Okay.
So I'm fine with that as well. Yeah.
Well,
But I
where's
have a unit
strikeouts number
in
Ben?
house.
I don't have his strikeout numbers in front of me.
Not good. I'll pull him back up, but like on the season, he's got like a really low K per nine, and he's gone 6 innings 3 different times and not gotten 6 Ks. He's gotten 5 one time when he went to 6 innings, but he's also averaging like 15. I can't believe the outs are so high because he has
Yeah,
not been
17
going.
and a half outs, which is kind of concerning. I don't know why that's like that. That almost scared me off it, but yeah,
You were gonna
I'm
go
check.
under or over?
I was gonna go over.
Yeah, I'm pulling up his game log real quick because
All right,
those
to
are some
piss
numbers
Josh
that
off
made me
here,
feel
I'm
good
gonna
about
bet Manning over 4.5 strikeouts as my
Do it.
first play of the day.
So
Massive
he has
strike
not
zone.
he has not gotten 5 in his last 5 outings. He's gotten 5 twice in his last 18 outings.
Dude, I'm trying to bet
No.
this to piss you off,
But
and
he's gone
it's not letting
6
me log
he's
in.
gone over 6 in his last 2 and still
Are
only
Yanks,
had 5
I don't
out.
know top of my head. Are Yanks a swing and miss team? I feel like they probably are a little bit.
Yeah, but they're
Okay.
better against lefties, I believe, because they're really bad against righties. Let me make sure I got that right too. Because I keep messing it up who they're awful against, but their splits are pretty big. Pretty
In
different.
terms of just how they hit or how they strike
Yeah.
out.
Both. Like
Okay.
against let me
All right,
versus
solely to piss
righty.
off Josh, I used my
Good.
my DraftKings boost.
No, that's
fixture
good. I
percentages
want you to bet against what I'm doing here.
I
on
like
over
this.
4.5. Only because I checked Swish Analytics.
Yeah, they're good
and
against righties. They're not good against lefties. They strike out a lot
Sw-
against lefties.
kind of to Will's point, to Switch Analytics, it's Jacob Matz today as the umpire, and he has a wide strike zone. So I'll take some frustrating called strikes to piss Josh off today, just to have some fun. I feel like everyone on this show is always against each other, and I'm always just like, hey, let's all have fun. The score is 0-0, like it's whatever. Like
Yeah,
so
I
I want
like
to
that.
have something where I can be confrontational for once.
The only bad thing is it won't settle off. It likely won't settle till the show's over. What did you say, Josh? They hit better against righties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I
So
mean,
right now against
Manning is a
lefties.
righty, just so you know.
No. Hold on. I'm looking at
Uh-oh.
lefties right now.
Also, I want to
Yeah,
shout this
they're
out
better.
as a
Yeah, they're better
free-
against righties.
Okay.
I want to shout this out as a free tool. Like Switch Analytics is awesome. If you bet strikeouts or like games in general, it's a great tool to check out. Like
Is it
umpire stats.
mobile or is it desktop?
It's both.
Which one?
Swish Analytics.
How do you spell it? Because I can't tell if you're spelling
Just
switch
like
or
just like
swish.
swish like a basketball.
SWISH.
Yeah.
I'll check it
Swish.
I love
out.
how I tell
Swish-
Brian, "Hey, can you spell it?" and he just repeats it again, just like
Well,
like-
because I can't spell 5-letter words. That's why I suck at Wordle. Yeah,
he stops at 4.
but like it's a cool website. It just
Is it Swish
just-
Sports?
it just Swish Analytics.
What are their
Empire
colors?
Fact. It's like just white. It's a pretty bland looking website.
Is
But
it like, I mean, their app, is it white with like a?
Oh, I don't know. I don't have the app. I should probably get the app.
No worries, I'll find it.
But yeah, they have umpire factors and stats. So the guy
That's a good one.
Matt's today, 25.5% strike zone. It's crazy high.
What does that
I
mean?
hope like college they have how often his strikeout rate is. So like
Okay,
25% strikeout rate is very high. The league average is like 21.5, I think, for
Okay.
umpires.
that's a good stat.
Oh,
That's
I
a-
like this.
Yeah. And
Wow.
it gives you like K boost, like how often. It's kind of a cool website. It's a cool idea to see.
Do you need a login for this?
No, it's a free website. That's why I want to shout them out. I've talked to the people before.
Because it's asking me
like,
join or log in. Okay, I mean we don't need to spend forever. I could figure it out. That is,
No,
that
yeah,
is a
I
good
just
one, though.
wanted to give a 30-second shout out. It's a great tool.
Yeah, and yeah, I mean, you figure if you could spell it, it might be even better. Shout out, but we're asking way too much. here,
Swish.
I mean, you guys asked a lot of follow-up questions.
Keep saying.
I'm trying to
Spell-
find their app though. Next time you talk to them, you should say, make your finding the app on the website easier.
I will do that. I'm sorry about that, guys. That's my fault.
Brian,
we-
spell cat.
Can we
No,
at least
spell cat.
can we
He can do 3-letter words.
touch?
I
Can
can
we
Once
tell
he
you
gets
this-
past 4, it's where he's
I'm
struggling.
gonna drive us right past swishanalytics.com for a minute and go back to baseball if that's cool. Which
Yeah,
is,
drive us to where the
Let's-
money is
let's-
made, bro.
well,
let's
I mean,
do
I'm
it,
gonna drive us to
'cause-
where the best baseball game is, which is Dodgers Braves.
I have a
Awesome
bet
game.
on that. I have 2 bets on there.
Get it. Let's get it.
Let's
You want me to
let's
go
talk about
first? Yeah,
baseball
yeah,
and
go
how
for it.
let's
All
talk
right,
about
well,
baseball and how Matt
Let me go
Manning
back to my
got deep
notes.
in
I'm gonna
strikeout.
take Lance Lynn over 5.5 hits allowed for plus money, and Lance Lynn over 2.5 earned runs. Both have happened in like 5 of his last 7 starts. Going against a Braves team who's been hitting pretty well. I like that because even if the Braves can't end up bringing these runs home, they should still be able to hit them, because even when like Lance up against the Red Sox, like he had 10 hits, like, and they just kept letting him go, gave him a lot of leash, a lot of leash against the Brewers, a lot of leash against the Twins, a lot of leash against the Cubs, and so like they're going to hit him. If they don't convert them to runs, you still break even. But if they do convert them to runs, then you get a nice little double up there. I think this is going to be a fun game to watch.
Do you think?
I don't know.
Do you think there's gonna be runs at all in this game? I mean, I guess you think the Bravos are gonna score. Do you think that the Doyers might score or not really?
I think the Dodgers are going to get like 2 or 3.
Okay.
I don't think there's going to be a ton of goals here, but then again, I'm goal.
That was great.
Brad is frozen. Well, Brad, we'll get Brad back. I'm curious, Josh, what you bet, but I just noticed this at FanDuel. This is fascinating. Have you guys noticed this, the Cy Young market?
Yeah.
And obviously with Strider going, this affects the Cy Young, Acuna versus Betts and MVP. This is a huge series for these awards.
Yeah.
Snell is minus 140. Strider's plus 350. And Snell is Gowan is out to 6-1 at FanDuel. Gowan is 6-1. He was like even money a couple of days ago. So this is a very interesting market. Now Steele is in the mix here. So Steele and Gowan basically have the same odds. Steele is now at 7-1, and then drop off Webb 21. Boy, I would get buried
Honestly,
if Steele wins.
if I'm playing this market, at least for the AL, I might look into Matt Manning because that's 2 strikeouts in the first.
Does he have
he's
2?
not- Is that Matt Manning or is that prime Justin Verlander? I can't
Yeah, I don't know. I can't
Justin
tell.
Verlander's a righty, dude. This dude's a lefty. What do you even know which side pitchers throw on anymore, Will?
Manning's a lefty.
Yeah.
Did he switch?
No, I'm just fucking with you. But I'm not worried about it at all. I just want you guys to know that the fear that you want me to have inside is.
I'm just
not
saying.
there.
I
Two
think
in
he
the first
had-
3 batters might be a little something to put fear.
I'm just
in.
gonna say this. This is like not Rivalville alone, but like this is kind of crazy. 'Cause I think the under is probably the right move. If I'm watching the stream, if my count's correct, I think he already has 6 whiffs. Like
Yeah.
that's like that's like absurd numbers. Like Like, because he just
Stanton
started
just
this
took
third.
two
Dude,
fastballs right down the middle too, so it's 0-2 count. My guess is he'll strike out. Stanton is a strikeout
Yeah,
candidate.
I really wanted Stan to sit when I made that bet.
Dude, he just struck
He
out
has
the
got a
side.
slow bat. Did he strike him out?
He struck out like 3 batters, and I think 10 pitches. This is
See,
hilarious. I love it.
this is one thing I need to get better at, pay more attention to, betting on these at bat by a bat, because like I watch the Yankees a lot. I know Stanton has a slow bat. He just got blown away by a fastball. Like that's one. I wish I could have bet on a strikeout there because I'm not surprised he got.
Yeah, you
he
got. I
struck
mean,
out.
dude, you got to be staring at your app and probably watching the
I
stream
know
in the
it's a
app.
lot. It's a lot.
I
And
mean,
they're
like,
always a
what
pitch
are
or
the
two ahead
odds
of
on
you.
that though? Because
Yeah.
Matt Manning is Cy Young finalist
3
right
Ks.
now.
All right, let's move away. Yeah, we don't. Matt,
I just
don't
bet under. I just bet under 7.5 at -150. I don't know. I'll have some.
Brad, come
I'll have some
back,
fun.
please.
What do you guys think of Cy Young though? What do you guys think of Cy Young? Snell, Gowan at 6-1, Snell -140, Strider
I
plus
just keep riding
350.
Strider.
Me
Every time you
too.
say,
I
every time you say
agree.
Strider's at plus.
So I will say
350,
this:
like,
this is a huge start against a team like the Dodgers for him tonight. Like if he comes out and shuts the door,
Yes.
like like
He's gonna be
if
the
he can
favorite.
go 6 innings, say 2 runs, 7 innings, 2 runs, like that kind of a start.
yeah.
I
Can
mean, I think
can
that goes
Brian,
a long way for him.
can I really make you happy and throw out a walks bet? Mayhaps.
Oh
I
God,
know
this
how much
guy.
you love these walk
I
bets.
know it's
but
not. I know it's not from Matt
Spencer
Manning.
Strider's
He's too
down to
busy
1.5.
whipping people.
You can get him at. It's not Matt Manning because Matt Manning is literally the new coming of Justin Verlander. But as far as walks for Strider go, 1.5. They've been at 2.5 for I'm monitoring these walk lines, and
Yeah, he's a
they've been
big
at
walk guy.
2.5. I don't know. We're down to 1.5. Yeah.
Snagged
Yeah.
it on our chat says, I love the Dodger series price plus 250 on DK. I don't look at those probably as much as that's another thing I should probably look at a little more. It is a 4-game series, so you got to win 3 out of 4. But hey, plus 250, if you win 2 out of the 4, you get your money back. I'm curious what the Braves price is. I'll have to look at that. I would think it's a push. Again, I don't play those markets rarely, if ever, but I would think at 2-2. I mean, check the wording of how it is, but I imagine you would get your money back.
If they, yeah. So
Did they not hear Brad? We could hear Brad.
yeah, I guess not.
Brad.
But the call me crazy, I think Strider gets hit up.
That's from
post,
Tone.
anybody-
We don't listen to
anybody-
that. He doesn't know.
No, it wasn't Tone. It was Snagadon on Twitch.
Oh,
I had something so intelligent to say too.
Damn,
That's
all right,
crazy.
Try again, Brad.
yeah, Brad. Want to try again?
No, I was saying I have a hard time betting series because I get so pissed off like betting one baseball game at a time in one series, and I have to worry about an entire series. It's just so frustrating. It's like I want to bet as little baseball on one team in a row as possible. Like I
You
can
don't
bet
have to
all
bet it.
the
You're getting all
teams.
mad. Brad's getting all upset. You don't have to bet it. Nobody's gonna drive to your house with a gun and make you bet.
the guy,
series. You don't
the
have to
guy,
bet it. Calm down.
our friend in the Twitch chat literally just said, "I kind of like the price on this," and Brad is going
Brad's-
through like
yeah.
so many emotions.
Throwing
I'm
stuff.
also equally upset because my
Yeah,
internet
keeps
decides to
getting
have
out.
the funky day right
Yeah.
before we get on the show where it keeps cutting in and
Yeah.
out. So
I was gonna say like I'll play
combination.
devil's.
Yeah, it's fair that you'd be a little bit extra heightened, annoyed when you getting kicked out of a fucking stream. I get it.
Why is this move the way it is though? Like why is Snell -140? I feel like this is a rapid change over a couple days where nothing really happened. Gowan
Well, I
got
guess-
whacked the other day, but that
well,
was a few
it
days ago. I
also-
don't know. It's strange.
It also helps that obviously is a stupid comment, but when you have Cy Young odds, it's only once every 5 days. So I guess Snell was just the guy that pitched most recently. That is
It was
people feel
Monday
good
though.
about. I know. I'm just saying he's still
Yeah.
more recently than say
Do
Strider.
you agree? It's
I
odd
still
though.
like-
It
yeah.
seems like an extreme move. Maybe because Steele
Yeah.
moved up, that moves Gowan
But I
down.
also
I don't
feel
know.
like-
It's just odd.
This has happened the last 2 times Strider has pitched where he's pitched really well. It's almost like his odds afterwards are like the clear favorite, and then 3 days later, it's like he's back down to 2 to 3 to 1 or 4 to 1 or whatever it's been. So I feel like sometimes people forget how good people are every 5 days.
I mean,
and
if
I'm
he
like, "Oh,
if he
shit."
throws like 7 strikes today and they get a win, like
7 strikes would be ridiculous. That he would have a lot of walks. He would be walking a lot
he
of guys
threw
if he
10,
has 7
he threw
total
10 and
strikes.
9 in back to back.
I kind of think he
Yeah.
pitches well. He's been pitching well. I think good pitching beats good. If
Yeah.
like I have a feeling he pitches well. I think there's -139 at Bet Rivers just to take the Braves on the money line. I'm tempted. I think that's
Well,
a decent
I'm
bet.
glad you said that because I was gonna say play devil's advocate because I've seen a lot of love for the Dodgers as live dogs because
I mean,
the
they win every
Braves-
fucking day. They just kill everybody every single day.
Yeah.
That's probably it's insane.
I think for me, I almost want to, like I don't know how public they are, but like it seems like from what I've seen that everyone's back in the Dodgers at plus money, and the like, public
Yeah.
dogs usually die hard. And I was playing devil advocate where in this series where every single person on both rosters can just score in bunches, I think
Right.
pitching is going to be winning it, and I will back like Strider over Lance Lynn any day. Like that's
Right.
just
That's
kind
how
of
I'm
my
looking at it.
thinking.
Because
And like, would I bet them on a 12-game slate? Probably not. But like on a 4-game slate, it's starting to look a little bit more like drunk goggles if there's nothing else in baseball.
yeah, and you could look at it both ways. But like, man, how often do I get Spencer Strider minus 139? Like, that's a great
Yeah.
price. And
Well,
we
I was
also
gonna
look
say
at it, how
too-
often do I get the Dodgers plus money at home? Like, that's
Right.
You
Yeah.
definitely look at.
I
it.
thought
Well,
yesterday was weird. The Dodgers were like minus 126 to start the day, and like
I hit them.
they won
That was one of my
7-0.
bets. Oh yeah, that was one of my bets for sure. I had a great day yesterday, but not that anyone cares.
no one really
We
asked
care.
either.
We actually care about your bankroll. We care about your bankroll more than we care about you. Like, not saying we
do.
don't care about you, but
I
as long
care
as your
about my
bankroll's
bankroll
taken
more than-
care of.
Yeah. Are you,
We'll
my
get to
bankroll
college
is my
football here in a
mental
minute,
health.
but do you guys get mad? I'm this isn't healthy, but this is a safe space. I get mad when I have a great day. I get mad that I didn't bet more. I'm mad I didn't parlay. I'm like, there's no
that's
pleasure
unhealthy.
in this.
Yes, that's unhealthy. There's got to
is.
be a moment in time where you sit back and enjoy what
Uh-huh.
happened. And like my thing, a lot of times too, and I know Brian relates to this, is like the ego that you can just revel in after you've won something because you're like, I was so fucking right about that. That also
Yeah.
is a little additive to
Like
be like,
Matt
all right,
Manning
I know what
strikeouts,
I'm
like, you can
doing
really
here. Like,
just
yeah, I know what's going on. That's a good feeling.
like laddering Matt Manning today. Like I feel so.
That was a
great
bad bet.
taking-
He's already got one walk in one inning.
Taking
He
him
walked
all the
the
way up to
first
12.
batter that struck everybody else swinging. Matt Manning is no longer allowed to be said. You owe $1 to the swear jar every time you say Matt Manning the rest of the show.
You just said it like 3 times, so I think you owe more
I'll
money
happily
there.
pay
But
that.
I was gonna agree with Will there and play devil's advocate. I was talking to our friend in Discord, Nick Larson, because we do a lot of the player performance doubles. Most games, Spencer Strider to get 7 strikeouts and a wins like minus 200, and like today you can get like plus 115. And we were just talking where he might take him up to like 10 strikeouts and a win, and just lower risk, but just kind of you mentioned revel in the eyes because Lance Lynn, I know everyone's saying how like, oh, he's more solid with the Dodgers. He's still Lance Lynn.
Yeah.
Like he's not been good. So
Yep.
I think if there's more of a chance for one of these teams to get to the starting pitcher, you gotta think it's the Braves. Like they should be teeing off today. So I know Brad mentioned the 5.5 hits allowed for Lynn.
I mean, to simplify it, the Braves have the better lineup. Braves, the lineups are equal. Braves have the better starting pitcher. So
By like
Yes.
far, like that's what it is. Like
Yeah.
it sounds stupid. Like if I can get plus money for a Strider play like that, I already played it. Like I act like I'm talking as if I'm still thinking about it. I played it this morning. Plus 115.
Brian's like been there, done that. Give me a
Brad,
chance.
college football, we got what, 4 games tonight? Kent State, UFC, huge spread. I know a lot of people like the under there. Florida, Utah, that line has moved back and forth. That's interesting. Nebraska, Minnesota laying 7. And I can't see the line for UConn, NC State because I'm in Connecticut, but that's around 14. Total's been back and forth, 47, 46.5 now. I saw it tick down as low as 45.5. UConn's gotten bet. What's your best bet for tonight? What's your just general overview for the games tonight? I don't think we can hear Brad. Can we not hear Brad? Okay. He's saying a lot of very insightful
Yeah.
stuff. Like,
And
just
I
tell
promised I
everybody
would
so.
give my LSU.
But you were just
Florida
muted. You
State
just
bet.
stupid.
No, it's delayed hella.
Again?
Oh, it's delayed.
Can you guys hear me now?
Kind of.
Is it still
This is not
delayed?
great.
Hella.
Listen, I can leave and come back in, or you want me to just go ahead and do my thing?
All right, we're having issues with Brad here.
I'm having I'm like reminiscing of like old Zoom calls during COVID where everyone's
Right.
like, "Can you hear me?" And then you don't know when to talk, and then the other person starts talking, and then you can't talk, and it goes back and forth.
And then that
but we-
one guy forgets that he's on Zoom and pulls up porn, and it's like,
Yeah.
Let's see if your stories to your like personal stories. This
Yeah,
time.
let's
So-
say
it's just-
I
it
was
happened to my
talking about
friend,
I
Will.
was talking about
I
like
know.
old delays on work meetings, and you came right in with the porn.
No, it's
on,
hilarious. It
like-
happened to this one dude. It wasn't me.
Let me know it's ready for me. Boom, boom.
I think.
we're
I
ready.
hope so.
Am I delayed?
I think you're all
if
right.
you keep dancing, you'll stay on time. Keep dancing.
Listen, so I did say that I was going to tell someone my pick for Florida State, LSU. My favorite bet of the day, Jeff Sims. That's in Nebraska versus Minnesota. Jeff Sims over 35.5 rushing yards at minus 112. Listen, first of all, let's talk about Jeff Sims for a little bit. Old Georgia Tech quarterback. one of the better runners in designed runs. Under Satterfield, I was looking at his interview, right, of like what his philosophy is going to be at Nebraska. And he said he's going to have the run the damn ball philosophy, where Nebraska want to run the ball. I want to be tough in the trenches. I expect there's going to be probably 4 to 5 designed runs. Last season, he averaged, I'm going to do this off the top of my head, about 32 yards on designed runs. Oh, that's bad math. 28 yards designed runs per game. And if they put 5 in there, I'm not saying he's going to get to 100 because we're obviously going to have to take away sack yardage too. I have him projected around 43 yards in this one. I'm not too worried about sacks either. Minnesota has kind of progressively gotten less intimidating in the trenches, especially on the D line, only averaging 1.5 sacks per game last season. So that's Jeff Sims over 35 and a half rushing yards.
Interesting. How about first touchdown score 9-1? Boy, there's so much to bet. Like you can't. I know Brian and Josh, you guys don't do much college, man. Like there's only so many hours in the day to do college football, NFL, baseball, strikeout props. Like NBA will be here before. Like to me, there's just so much to bet. So I can't. I feel like I can't do everything well. Like I can tell you, I can try to know about the teams, but man, once you get to the player props, so you said I'm looking at 35 and a half at Rivers. You said that's playable. Over.
That's playable.
I'll bet it.
Like I haven't projected
down.
No,
I'm gonna bet it too. I don't care what you said.
Okay.
I want to bet
it. Yeah, what to your point there though, right? Like you have to pick and choose. Like I probably spend like 2 hours a day on MLB as opposed to at least 6 hours a day on college football during football season. And then you have to fill in the rest of your time. Luckily for me, golf season is over, and I don't really care to bet DP World Tour as much as everyone else. So,
how about Florida, Utah? Is that line moved too much? Are we at the point now where it's like
what's that now?
4.5, 5, mostly 5s. I think there's a buyback on Utah.
It's chilling. I'm trying to find a play for. My God, now I'm drawing a blank. Florida, Utah.
What about just the side?
The side's not there for me yet.
If you had to play it, what would you play?
Had to play it, I would play Utah. Still, I'm just not really buying Graham Mertz. And then, so when I was looking at, so when you bet player props in college football, it's not really because you're really like, oh, I love this player so much. It's you're trying to predict game flow and kind of like offensive schematics. And I was trying to find a good number of how many times Florida run the ball with success against Utah. So Utah last year was 79th in EPA per rush on defense, but their defensive success rate was actually 29th in the country, 34.1%. And when they played Florida, obviously that number was massively changed because it wasn't all design runs. It was a lot of Anthony Richardson just scrambling and taking off. Well, now when they play, why that changes things, maybe explain that for a second, is they can't load the box. When Anthony Richardson's at quarterback, you don't want to load the box because you have a quarterback who gets to the perimeter, runs a lot, or you have a quarterback who also has a big enough arm to hurt you. Now they bring in Graham Mertz. I don't think that Utah welcomes Graham Mertz to their stadium, to Salt Lake City, and says, we are going to respect you. No, I think that they say, Graham Mertz, you are going to have to beat us through the air. So then that's why I started looking at Montrell Johnson and Trevor Etienne and seeing like, what is their available carries number? Like, how long do they continue just to try to run against a loaded box? And I was thinking maybe like maybe 14 to 15 each, 30 runs a game, but that still seems like really high, especially if you're not having success there. And if they stop having success running the ball, I don't think they beat Utah through the air. So it kind of leads me more and more to Utah at that price, even at 4.5, minus 198 on the money line. I probably still would need like minus 170 to play the money line for Utah. But another thing that I touched on a little bit too is like, people think that like Cam Rising out is like this massive be all end all for Utah, but Utah's going to want to run the ball. And I think that was no secret, even with Rising in.
It was built into the number too. Like this number was 10, knowing that Rising was either going to not play or not be healthy. Then like, oh, he's hurt. And then people move. Oh, he's hurt. Like, all right, we know he's hurt. Like the number knows he's hurt. So
Exactly.
I took the 6.5. I took the 7, just thinking. I think 7 minus 120 is what I gave out. Just thinking, hey, it's going to get to 4.5. Hopefully, it gets even lower, and I'll be able to buy back. But I don't think it got any lower, so probably just buy out with some Utah money line. I'll lay the minus 200. I think minus 195 maybe, but that's okay for me. I think they'll win.
Yeah, I'm going to a Gators bar tonight with my wife she got her doctorate from UF, so we're going to a Gators bar with some Gator alum, and I will be happily on all my Utah sides if the price gets to a comfortable position for
that
me.
Stadium's a bitch to play into. That place is going to be rocking.
Yeah, it's gonna be rocking. Like,
yeah.
Any college in Utah is a hard road game, especially at night.
Yep.
So you're gonna be actively cheering against their school, like with all these?
Hell yeah, they know my money has no loyalty. Who do you think's paying for the drinks?
Money be green.
Your face is gonna look like mine after the night, all black and blue. You're gonna get hit around.
They'll understand.
Anything else in your mind? Anything? We're a week away from NFL. Anything you guys have bet for week 1? Anything you would bet at current numbers? I should ask it that way. Anything jumping out to you? Chiefs, Lions, week 1.
Josh, what did you bet 3 weeks ago that doesn't exist anymore?
I put 3 futures in last night. If you want,
you did?
Yeah, go ahead. We want them.
Well, I don't know if I want to give them now. My feelings are hurt. Brian just hurt my feelings, and I don't. All right, fine, I'll give them. I still Bijan Robinson is still plus 3-1 for offensive rookie of the year. Like I'm gonna hit it again. I hit it at 6-1. And I'm gonna hit it at 3-1. And then I also I just took myself down this whole rabbit hole and ended with, when I just came out the other side, Jamar Chase offensive player of the year and Jalen Hurts MVP.
Okay,
I have Jalen.
Let me ask you.
Jalen Hurts 12-1 MVP and offensive player of the year Jamar Chase 11-1.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, Josh.
Please.
We have 4, possibly 5 quarterbacks that are going to be legitimately the favorites to win offensive rookie of the year. What stat line do you need to see from Bijan Robinson to win offensive rookie of the year over those guys?
I'm so glad you said that. And I think the number that's going to put him over is when he gets pulled out and plays wide receiver essentially and is in a slot and even further.
So it's not just how great he's going to be running. It's going to be the combination.
I think if he gets
he can do it all.
If he gets
like Christian McCaffrey,
I think he's going to look exactly like that. 600 receiving yards, 3-ish receiving touchdowns, right? Like anywhere around 1,000 yards rushing and like 6 touchdowns on the ground for 12 to 14 total. I think you're good at rookie of the year. I think the thing is like, what if Anthony Richardson rushes for like 1,100 yards and he just sell out and are like, this is our running back now? Like
that would be a weird way to treat your franchise quarterback. They are going to run him a lot with Steichen, like RPOs and play action, and that every time it's 3rd and 1, they're going to do that little tush push that Philly does. So he's going to get a lot. Like that's an interesting nugget for handicapping too, because if you get every 3rd and 1 and 4th and 1, that's huge. I mean, 1,100 would be a lot. I get your point though.
And it would be a lot. That's what I'm saying. Like that's why I put it so high. I was like, that'd be insane. That'd be them committing to it and being like, oh, this is Mike Vick. We're good with that. But the other one is Jahmyr Gibbs, like could challenge him a little bit. Obviously,
I like Gibbs.
I do like Gibbs a lot. I do think it seems like Bijan.
He was trending today. Does anybody know why he was trending?
I don't.
I was so busy I didn't see.
The bots just started going in on themselves, and now he's trending.
I did. I only know it because when I was doing some work earlier, I was on Twitter and he was on the like trending page, but I didn't see anything that.
So my two top 2 choices that I was looking at between for offensive player of the year and why I went with Chase eventually instead of Christian McCaffrey, which is the other guy I was looking at. I don't want to have to bank on Christian McCaffrey playing 15 to 16 games to get that award. Jamar Chase did miss 5 last year, but I mean, dude, if he didn't miss 5, he was on target. He was on pace for just some ridiculous numbers and already put up some good ones. So the thing is like you have to be. They basically give it to the best offensive player who puts up like the above average, like the above ceiling numbers for his positions, like best season, right? So like last year, Jefferson has like 1,800 yards receiving, right? If you get above that in receiving, and you're on a team that went 13-4. That now you're talking about, okay, this is your sort of your prize that we're giving you because we can't give you the MVP. You're the best offensive player on the team with the best record.
Basically, kind of the best non-quarterback, but although the quarterback can still win it.
But you got to win a lot. That's the other thing is like you've got to win. If you win 12 to 13 games, like the last 5 offensive player of the years, their team all won at least 12, and that was including 2 seasons where there was 17 games.
I have two
So,
things to interject there. Tone
yeah.
said that bro is back at practice, so he'll have his
Limited though.
QB.
Limited.
Yeah. What I
Bengals
first let me
fan
touch on
only.
why I didn't get a chance to get a follow up to why I asked you that Bijan. I took Bijan Robinson in the NBC Sports Draft Guide magazine to lead the league in rushing at 12-1. Thought there was a ton of value on that.
Not crazy.
But I went with Tyreek Hill. I think Tyreek Hill's number
That's good.
was I can't remember off the top of my head what
Plus
his price
2,000
was.
last night when I was looking at
Yeah,
it.
something like that. Yeah, something like that. He would have been insane. And then my other play was Garrett Wilson, just in case.
Does anyone have
Just
any
in case.
Calvin
gave up-
Ridley stock? I know Brad
Calvin
does.
Ridley, yeah.
Does he have any what?
Calvin
Calvin
Ridley.
Ridley
Trolling
stock?
today. He said, "Do you have any Calvin Ridley stock?"
I'm enjoying this.
I
troll,
actually,
Brian.
Troll
funnily
Brian.
enough, I think I have a free bet on Calvin Ridley just to, like
Oh my
that same
God.
that day that we were joking about it. I think I put it on there during
Oh,
that
if
show.
there
just-
is,
just
that
to
would be
make a
so
joke.
great if he won
Calvin
it.
Ridley in fantasy is being drafted as a wide receiver 1 now.
So I have a question: if Calvin Ridley
That
wins
is
the award,
nuts.
Incorrect.
does Brad have to delete Twitter? Like, how does that
Yeah.
work?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I think he does,
What, if-
right? Like,
if
like
Calvin
if
Ridley wins
you
Offensive
if you
Player of the Year?
die on a hill that's like what, like 100-1 and lose, I
Uh-huh.
think you have to
Yeah.
like kind of just fade away. I like Brad. I actually root for Brad. I think he's a good dude, but I don't
No,
know. if
I
he'd
told
recover from
him.
that.
I told him, I go, if it hits, I will let you talk as much shit as possible.
It's easy to say that now. It's easy to say that now, but if it actually does happen,
No, I will own it. I will
Yeah.
retweet him talking shit.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I've been doing this for quite some time. I've had some very bad takes.
And this would be.
I'm
There's
fine
no
with
way
that.
it's you have worse than this. Though. This would be
Brad is definitely
crazy.
going to own it if he loses. His only mistake here was he popped off so early,
Yeah.
being like, "You dipshit."
Yeah.
I wouldn't even
Every
call that a
time
mistake. I would call that
ev-
fire Twitter. Like,
Every
he's just being a
time
hater.
Calvin Ridley scores a touchdown this year, I'm going to put in the group chat. Just like, woo! We get it
God,
one step
troll.
closer.
The troll is strong in you right now, Brian.
So I gave out Jefferson 25-1 last year, offensive player of the year. None of you guys are gonna ask me who I like this year.
I thought you like Calvin Ridley.
Yeah, I thought we
Yeah,
knew.
no.
Who do you like? Garrett Wilson?
Yeah, well, who do you like?
I don't really like anyone. I was just fucking with you guys.
Do you not?
I don't
do you
like
not
the-
have? You don't have a favorite play?
I think I threw in Herbert at like 40-1, maybe Mahomes
Yeah.
at 35. Like there was, remember we did this draft? I was like, man, MVP, all the odds suck. The offensive player of the year, there's like 30 different guys. Like, oh, I can see that guy winning. I can see that guy winning. Just because that award's all over the place. So I don't know. To me, last year Jefferson stuck out like a sore thumb. That was a bad price at 25-1 because his receiving over under for receiving yards was the highest.
Right.
Like, and he's 25-1. Like at the market's saying he's the best receiver. So why is he 25-1? I don't see a misprice like that this year. Like, would I be shocked if Chase wins? And I'll say this for Hurts MVP. Like, would I be shocked if those guys win? Of course not. But like 10-1, 11-1, like that's a great payout if it hits. I want a little more from some of these where like Hurts 11-1. It's still a league with Mahomes and Burrow and Allen and Herbert and Lamar. It's just there's so many.
My thing with Hurts was value, like 12-1 versus the top three guys being worse than 10-1
I think
odds,
there's
right?
6 to 7-1. Yeah, it's crazy. I was
so
actually kind of
when-
happy to see Josh say
And
that.
the fact
'cause I
that
was in the same boat.
I think if he missed even one less game last year, maybe that's a
Yeah, he
different
was
award.
close.
But the fact
Jalen?
that he was so for Hurts,
Yeah.
like the
tougher
fact that he was
schedule
already
this
that
year. I
far-
don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
well, so here's my last point that led me to it was I don't think we've seen his ceiling because I don't think he's had to show his ceiling because they're winning by 3 scores at the end of the first half of every game last year. They're not going to be winning by 3 scores at the first half of this year's schedule, right?
Right.
And
So
I do think that
if you
I think I also brought it up too. I think Swift's going to help him out a lot too because last year. I think it's just really helpful to have a guy that can make plays out of the backfield. It's like check down.
Sirianni is doing the
Miles
same.
Sanders.
That's totally right, but Sirianni is doing the same shit that Peterson was doing, and now he's doing in Jacksonville, which is like just give me 4 dudes that I don't have to pay that much, and like I'll be
Yeah.
fine with it. So
And it's
whomever,
a great. It's,
yeah.
it's like such a funny running back room where they all make less than Miles Sanders this year, like collectively, and it's like I would take a room of Penny, Swift, and Gainwell 100%.
Yeah.
So I had 2 out, nobody on in this Tigers Yankee game, and then strike 3, inning over, except it gets past the catcher. So now we got a man on. So
Yikes.
Well, that you're definitely getting some runs there.
Damn. All right. Anything else before we bounce?
I have a
No, I think
sleeper
we're
play.
good.
Go.
I'll go for it.
So it doesn't pay great. Basically a little better than even money, but it's RJ Harvey for UCF to score a rushing touchdown. Talked about it yesterday. And then Jeffrey Sims over 35.5 rushing yards. I'm pretty much parlaying RJ Harvey with everything possible. His price is around -180. You can take it straight. I think just he's gonna get in the end zone. Like he's literally been waiting for his chance, his time to be the number one and not be absolutely hawked at the goal line and get those goal line carries taken away from him.
Sounds good. All right. We can wrap on that. Pickett, Sleeper, Hall of Fame bets. We appreciate them. Appreciate you guys in the chat. Be back tomorrow, 1 o'clock Eastern. Enjoy all the games. Enjoy football. See you guys tomorrow.